Sweet, we're live.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome everyone to Kimchi Chronicles video live, and we have another very special guest, and his name is Genadi, and he is a confidence, lifestyle, and dating coach. So, without further ado, here's Genadi.
Hello, everyone. Very excited to be here with you, Kim. And yeah, let's see what is going to lead to.
Sweet,
I'm excited to all. I find every conversation can go to so many different new directions because you don't plan where it goes, and that is a truly beautiful thing.
definitely. So, we just wanted to let the audience, for those who don't know who Genadi was or is, I met him a long time ago in Facebook groups where we were working on like how to socialize and trying to like get our confidence up, and we were like pretty new at this, and uh, I feel like it's something that was really impactful for himself as well as others, and then how I saw his journey from then until now is like something that was really fulfilling for him, and he started to see that like, okay, well, I'd love to share that with everyone else. So that's why I'm super excited to kind of I showcase his journey and to see like the kind of impact he's done to everyone.
Yes. Yeah, the thing about the journey, especially with dating, like
Yeah,
as much as I do my research and delve into understanding personalities better and human being. So I understand that we are fundamentally a social animals. Whether we want to accept it or we don't, we are social animals. Me, myself, personally, I was in a big avoidance most of my life. I was like, I don't need nobody. I can do it by myself. I avoided all kind of, relationships or being too close to people. And, life wasn't so fun. So it was a challenge to change my mindset and change my thinking, my approach to relationships. And when I have finally made this switch and started to explore more relationships and getting close to people, beautiful things happens. And the other thing why it's very good and important to be good at dating, especially because if you are not good at this, it's pretty life is pretty suck. And
yeah,
why? It's because, okay, you have nowhere to run. Like, okay, let's say you are going out, you walk outside and you are not good in dating, and you can't like really find the date you want. So okay, so you go outside, you're trying to get your mood a little better, and then you see couples all over the place. You see them
yeah,
holding hands, you see them kissing each other, and having these genuine, beautiful looks like of admiration to each other. And you're like, oh man, damn it, okay, I should go somewhere else. So okay, so you go somewhere else, you try to hide, and you see couples everywhere. Then you go home, you're like, okay, I'm just gonna watch Netflix all day. And guess what? You watch movies and there are couples all over the place too. And it's like all about love and couples, and there's always the man, and the female that gets together and kissing at the end of the movie, and you're like, oh yes, thank you. I hate myself even more now. So, I think fundamentally is really important for people to be good at it and to know not just to be good and date just for the sake of dating, but have actually a healthy relationships, a healthy
mm,
friendships, a healthy understanding of each other.
definitely, and it's super important. It's crazy because when you let's say we're talking about people who are new in college, they just recently graduate high school, or maybe they're just finishing up college, so it's another stage in their life, and a lot of them have been busy with school. They're more focused on trying to build themselves, but they feel like there's like this big lack where they feel like they're kind of awkward in social situations, or they feel like there's this, they have to get married or have to have a girlfriend, have to have all this. What are the kind of like common blocks that you notice from your students or just the people around you? Like, what are kind of things that you notice and like ways where you were able to help them kind of overcome those kind of obstacles?
Yeah, well, the biggest things I think, oh, it's such a big topic. But
Yeah.
the biggest thing, I like the Freudian idea about you have the ID, it's who you are as a person. Then you have developed your ego, which is that voice in your head that tells you about who you are, and all these kind of stories you tell yourself about yourself, which you think that's who you are, but it's actually not. And then there is the idea of the super ego, which is a super ego. It's basically before you even were born. society and the evolution of people, it kind of already comes into programmed into you in a way. Plus, when you're awake and you live in the society, there are certain rules of the superego. The superego
Yeah.
is basically the rules of society and how they push it on you to be, to live, and what's good and what's not. And then you have to kind of, you are free, but no, you are free within a frame, a very narrow frame
Mm.
of mind. So, I think the biggest challenge is people's mindset for people, because they are living inside of the super ego, and the super ego is not ideal. It's kind of push you in their own interest, in their own agendas, and they're not really teaching people what does it mean to be in a relationship. They don't teach people how to be in a relationship. They just teach you to work, to study, to make money, and at some point, if you are lucky and you still know who you are, then something will happen, like the one, you will meet the one, like in the movies. You be just like this stinky, punky, lazy bastard, don't do anything with your life, and at some point you will see her in the street, and ta-da! This beautiful moment will happen when everybody will be happy, and they will just meet and live happily ever after. So no, relationships takes work, and work.
Yes.
The first thing is self-awareness, and the super ego not allowing you to know yourself because it's pushes its agenda on you, on people, and people don't really know who they are. So the first thing I see, and I think it's fundamentally accurate not only for dating, but I think most problems in the world. It's another big topic, but most problem in the world is because people are not self-aware, and then being
Ah,
pushed by super ego, by all kind of ideas, but they don't know who they are. That's what I see fundamentally is the biggest problem.
definitely, and it all comes down to like the fundamentals. Like a lot of people think that superficially it's like, oh, they have to have a certain result or a certain material object or a certain look. But at the end of the day, it all ties down to their fundamentals. It all comes down to like the mindset and the internal, because it projects, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And the part that I really like about super ego, it's like having an elephant in the room. Sometimes you don't notice it, but it's obviously right there. So I guess talking for the guys who have that issue but they don't know or just can't admit, to what extent do those who have a hard time with that ego, to what extent does it take for them to realize maybe it's them?
To realize what? Say it again.
To realize that, like, to have that self-awareness for those with big egos, to kind of realize like maybe it's all in their head the whole time, because they tend to victimize other things and point their fingers out, but sometimes it's a mirror, right? Sometimes it's themselves.
Yeah. I think, well, what happened to me? So my stories, um, I just couldn't take it no more.
Yeah.
Sometimes a lot of people having it hard to change because they never reach this low bottom kind of point where they just cannot take it no more. It's just too painful. And that's kind of where I was when I was 26 and a half back in Edmonton, which I
Yeah.
miss. Not so much, but I do. So sometimes the changes, you have to get low bottom, and then you have to get this like slap from life, the biggest slap of your life, and then you just like you have to wake up. You're like, okay, you're either going to wake up or you don't. But here's the challenge, here's the problem, that a lot of people don't get to this point. The mediocre, like, what is the how does it go? The challenge of greatness is mediocre or normal. So a lot of people living in a normal life, it's not so great, but it's not so bad either. and
Yeah.
and that's the enemy, because you kind of comfortable, you don't really, you don't have a contrast of like, okay, I was in the bottom, then I want to go to the top, because I had nothing. Most people, most big athletes, they all had nothing for themselves, going for themselves. So they have no choice to succeed, and they didn't have choice to like put everything, the whole effort. So the problem, when you want to challenge your whole perception, when you want to challenge this whole ego of yourself and the super ego, you need to have some strength, because it's not easy. It's like you know yourself. I knew myself as I knew myself for so many years, like 26 years. And then, one day I'm like, okay, let's take all I know about myself and I go against my DNA, against my programming, against how I'm wired, and let's challenge all of that.
Yeah.
It's not easy. You have to have like some serious why, some serious reasoning. And so I would say for guys who aren't in that place, you have to like commit the like why when client commits and they have some a lot of people want to change. Okay, so they do want to change. They like the idea of getting better results. They kind of get it. They want it, but they don't want to invest. They don't want to like do something about it. So the best thing is to actually invest. So when somebody go and pay some money, it's like, okay, now I have skin in the game. Now I really want to change, even though my mind tell me, my ego tell me, no, it's a mistake, don't do it. So when you commit and you just throw yourself into the water, and then you will start discovering a lot of new things. That's when
Yeah.
things might start happening. There are still a lot of challenges, but people have to first thing to admit that they can improve and they not fully happy, and then go and ask for help or look for some help. So that would be the best thing, because people can't see, they're blind in a way. They're
Yeah.
blind, and they a lot of people in this world, they live like in the Peter Pan story, like Peter Pan was the king of the lost boys, like this paradise, the imaginary paradise. So
Yeah.
people tell themselves stories about why they're happy the way they are, and they do not challenge this like programming, this story they tell themselves. They're like, yeah, I am happy, I love my computer, and all I need in my life is my laptop, or all I need is my games, or all I need is my car, or all I need is my speaker systems. This
Yeah.
is what I'm in this world for. So people, they don't want to challenge, and that's a big challenge. So they have to try, they have to look, they have to question themselves.
Definitely. And I find that's a big thing for me as well. I like to challenge my own beliefs. I like to question. I like to question my doubts. And it's really important to try to challenge the ways that are contradictory to your own beliefs. So it's always that narrative that's extremely hard to break, but it always helps to kind of like see that other perspective. And I think that all comes down to having a good environment too. So
Yeah,
uh, what would be your opinion on environment?
yeah. And then that's I love that you challenge that, bro. That's just I know you. I mean, I know you are. It shows of bravery and courage, because it's not easy. So fucking awesome. So environment is very important. Like you hear everywhere, all over the place, you are the average of the five people, and that is so
Yes.
true. If you live with people who push you forward and cherish you, and when you get injured in a way in your journey, so they come, they fix you, they dust you off and send you back. So you're like, that's a beautiful thing, and that is exactly why relationship is important. I think have good relationships is important, because that's your safe space. That's the place where you come to recharge. That's the place where you come when you know there is somebody waiting for you. Like, yeah, you go to this world, you challenge yourself, you hustle, you go for business meeting, you try to do some whatever stuff, and then nothing works, you get rejected, you fail, but then you come home and you want to come to this space of people who are actually nurturing you, lifting you up, being there for you. And this is why relationships are so important. So same thing as environment is not different. you
Mm,
know if you live in the people that are going forward and are lifting and positive and up to something, if that's what you want, then that's what you need to have. But if you want, something else, then just find some people that matches that. But if you are in a way want to push up, but the other people kind of they love where they are and they kind of behaving in a way that you don't appreciate and you don't think it is helpful, then that is bad, and that's need to be something needs to be done about it, right? So I have changed a lot of people, a lot of friendships in my
yeah.
life, and I changed many cities, and I don't say those people are bad. They are still my friend. We're just not in the same headspace right now.
Yeah.
So nothing wrong with other people, but if they don't lift you up and help you, then you better move on. Just give them less of your time.
Definitely. And I really like that because, as weird as it sounds, even if it's family, even if it's friends, like you don't have a choice. You have to dismiss them because at the end of the day, it's like your why, like who do you want to become and why do you want to become it, right? So like whether you have like career goals, financial goals, relationship goals, who do you want to marry, who do you want to be, who do you want to become? Those are super important because you want to be able to hone in onto that target and have that destination. Now the question is creating that vehicle, right? Creating that vehicle to that destination, and that's where it all comes down to like the materials you have, the resources, the kind of people who are around you, right? So if you don't have like for those who are watching right now, it's like feel free to leave your comments in the section below, and we'll be happy to answer that. But if you don't have the availability of having the right environment, the right people, then that's where coaches come in. That's where consultants come in, and it's like don't be afraid to reach out to them. They'll be people like Genadi. They'll be happy to give them your input. Send them a message, ask them about your situation, and he'll help you out.
Yeah, and let me give them right away something. So, that moment when I talked about just a few moments ago about you need to have this slap in your life. You have to do this massive change. That will be the first good idea. Like you will communicate that way to your mind. Okay, I'm ready to change. I'm committing. So you can even do it without a coach. With coach will be just easier and faster. But if you just actually take yourself and you that's where you live, that's where you get used to, that's your environment, and you are not getting the results. So you just pull yourself out from that environment, and you're going to put yourself in a new place entirely. And this is already a massive change and kind of like, poof, okay, now this identity, all those confirmation from the outside of my personality, of who I am, is like in this old environment, it's kind of like the same. It's very hard to break off that. But as you put yourself to a new environment, you have the chance to start developing yourself to what you want. So okay, now I want to be A, B, C, D, whatever those things are, and now you start cultivating those things.
Yeah.
That is one way to do that. Just take yourself away from everything. Say bye, I'm leaving. Pack your stuff, move a city or something. And
Yeah.
that's pretty bold and hard and courageous thing to do. But with those kind of moves, big things coming. Can come to your life.
Definitely. So, with all that being said, how has that impacted your life right now from then and today? Like, how is it going? Like, how is your how's your lifestyle right now? Like, you moved to a new city, it's refreshing, you got new perspective. How is it in terms of relationships? How has that affected your dating right now?
Yeah. So right now in Vancouver, I feel like I live in my dream. I'm like every year that goes on and on, I'm like, whoa. It's like it's just unbelievable how six years of hard work, how much can happen within those years. It's pretty insane. Right now I'm dating, and if in the past I would be dating whoever like me kind of thing, then today I after having experiences, then I know exactly what I want, and the bar is high, and I'm not lowering the bar, and I know what I want, and only that I'm gonna date. I have a strong boundaries, and just living as far as I'm dating what I want to date, and I'm dating in a relationships. Right now, I'm not in a relationships. The last relationship I was in, which was kind of serious, was ended up in January. Since then, I've been on a been dating, but not in a serious. It's very hard to find like a person that you really connect with, and you have very similar values. So right now I feel like like I'm fulfilled because I choose, and I'm not dating. If I'm not dating, I'm not dating from a choice,
Yeah.
not from lack of choice, or just that's how life goes. So yeah, it's a good feeling for a man to have, that you know that you have the power, and you can go away from a girl that if like 2 3 years ago you see that, oh my god, she's a model, I will marry her regardless of her personality. You see like this, like as far as like we guys, we love the look, we love the physical, like, oh my god, she's a wow. And and that's all I care about. So for now, it's no. If you are like only attractive as far as your physical, it's not enough.
Yeah.
You have to have some personalities. You have to have some things going on for you, and those kind of girls I'm started dating lately, and that's why I changed my perspective on relationships as well. Because I've been in these very cool relationships that I enjoyed so much. It was just like it was something else, something I didn't know that is exists. So yeah, as far as dating, that's how things goes right now.
Definitely. And it's super important because you have to kind of know uh what you want, who do you want, and base and create that uh create those values. Like having values is so key. It's like roadblocks to everything. And you want to create your foundation based on those values, because I think what your method is essentially you're creating a strong foundation, and then it's up to you what you want, right? And it's crazy because you tend to attract what you become. Because if,
Mm.
let's say, crazy example, you want to be a millionaire, you got to start becoming and behaving how millionaires would behave, rather than trying to say, oh, just because you have money doesn't make you a millionaire. You could, most people in the lottery that win, they lose that money. So you have to have the right values. You have to have that foundation, because at the end of the day, you could lose all of that, like boom, just like that, right? So
Well, I think one thing about as far as much as I'm invested in myself, it's something that I cannot lose. I'm just becoming what I'm becoming, unless I will let go and become something entirely else, like alcoholic or doing all drugs and these kind of things. So I will probably pretty fast I will be lost. But you know what as far as values in relationships, what I noticed is okay. So you can find like somebody on some kind of superficial level. Okay, like let's see, the couple, they are attracted only based on their looks to each other, their physical appearance and such a thing, or some kind of like image or that they have about the person. So yeah, they will get together and they will have fun and it will be very exciting. They go, both will get the rush of dopamine and serotonin, and it will be really cool and fun. But after about 2 months, when the rush of the serotonin and dopamine kind of going back to balance to normal, that's when okay, now it's not only about the attractiveness. That's where the personality kicks in and how good the chemistry is between the two persons. Okay, so let's say they have a good personality and things are going well and kind of get to know each other and spending more time going on a vacation. But then after a year, like even personalities, it's not enough right now. Then it's
mm,
like, what is your future ambitions? What do you see your future as to be? Because if those things are not matching, then the relationship not gonna go well. I mean, there will have to be some kind of agreements or but so that's how I see relationship. Like, yeah, at the beginning, first 2 months, you can date well, whatever look, personality, not just look and superficial stuff. Then personality are very important, and then you have to like have the same values for future and like future ideas, future goals. So, I think it's a beautiful thing to cultivate skills that you can find this girl you are very attracted to, and a couple years ago you will say yes to her anytime, and just say no because her personality is not a good match
mm,
for you. Because 2 months is a lot of time, and in those 2 months you can meet many other girls, and you can explore many other relationships. So I think it's very cool to just be self-aware and starting to pay attention to what you see in other people as far as a relationship. And 2 months is a long time, and a lot of people waste more than just 2 months or a year or a couple years in a relationship that they are not actually a good match. And a good predictor for that is like the 50% divorce rate.
huh,
So
crazy.
no joking. Like, yeah, people don't really screen each other really well to what they want, what they need from each other, what is their values, their matching values, what is the future ideas. After 3 years of dating, like you find out that your girlfriend want to be living in Germany at some point. Like, oh, really? I didn't know that. Like, those kind of stuff happening in a relationship. It's kind of dumb. You spend so much together, and then you find out like, oh, actually, I want to do something else when I will be 40. Like, oh, I don't want to do that. Didn't we talk? Why didn't we talk about it so we can avoid the whole time wasting?
Yeah, crazy. So with your current students or your past students or clients, however you would say it, what would be the biggest misconception you would hear from all your students?
Well, there are many. I think there are few, but the one that
Yeah,
I see a lot is people afraid of what other people think of them. People are kind of. I don't want to back people. They have this. Maybe it's especially correct for Canadians. I'm not sure, but you want to. People are nice. People are. I don't want to go bother other people, so they're kind of afraid of, or if I will go and I say hi to someone I find attractive and I give them a compliment, they might think I'm rude. They might think I'm a bad person. And other people will look at me and they will. So a lot of people, they have this, they're very good, nice people, but they let it stop them because they feel it's actually so bad. So that is a big one for sure.
yeah. And one more question just before we wrap things up. And then out of your students, what would be the biggest light bulb moment that you noticed from all your work,
Light bulb.
where they just
So
realized
my,
something?
my so my light bulb that came up in
Yeah,
my head, or from there, or from the clients,
from both, from both.
from both. Okay, let's see. When the best thing I see about clients, that is such a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
So when I work with the clients in live and we go on the street, so I see it's very often you see people because the inner state affect your physiological body, like your physique. So when you are in inner state, you're in this drippy kind of depressing, stressful place in this dark when everybody you don't have confidence, you're not happy, you have like this bad experience. So people are coming like close off body language and they walk kind of slow and they drag in their legs. They don't look at they don't look up at people. And then after a couple hours of exercises and doing some things and talking about some mindset, you see them like light up, and you see them like you see their smile, and then they become like 2 inches taller because they straighten
yeah,
up, and then and then you see people, and it's like just truly beautiful thing to see again and again and again because you know I mean that's what I do. It like I just love helping people and seeing this switch in them. It's just the best thing ever. It's like you see people coming from death, just like literally becoming alive again. The color of their skin change
yeah,
and all those things, and that's really beautiful thing. And you see the spark in their eyes that they get that oh, actually it's possible. Actually, I can get results. Actually, I can do this.
yeah.
So just seeing this visual, it's like it's the best thing in the world. And
Amazing.
about myself, I get there's uh how to explain it. The worst advice people give to people who don't get results, it's just be yourself. Okay, that's the worst advice. Because if you don't get results, and you have terrible life, and you're like 26 or 30 or 35, and people just be yourself. You eventually you'll be good. So that is terrible advice for somebody who isn't getting results. But now I'm just being myself, but I can tell it's a light bulb for myself. Yeah, I just needed to be myself. But the thing is, I had to do a lot of cleanup. I have to become a lot more self-aware. I had to clean up, peel on the onion of all those layers of the super ego and all those layers that the ego put in on me, because I wasn't really myself. But now I'm getting closer to, okay, yeah, I'm just being myself. I'm sure there are still more things to do and to clean up in myself, but the light bulb is like, yeah, it is actually just about be yourself, but it's not really if somebody is not self-aware. So that was a big one that I'm thinking a lot about this one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
spend a lot of time thinking about it.
So would you say, because personally for me, rather than say be yourself, I would say is become your better self would be a better way to phrase it. Because you want to include that variable with always improving. Because sometimes you can be the creepiest guy, and that's who you are at that moment. And you say, "Hey, be yourself," it's not gonna work. But if you apply that principle where it's like become better, then you're always moving forward, you're always improving, and that itself is authentic.
Yeah, yeah, and to add on that, like this, that's where the it's kind of dangerous, it's kind of tricky, because
Mhm.
okay, so you are not being yourself, okay, so you are wired by the super ego, the ego, all those things we talked about. But now you have to really get to the bottom of your heart in a way. One of the things I learned is to think from your heart, not from your mind. The mind is the ego,
Mm.
basically. The heart is the place where you will get the better answers for yourself, from your true self. Now, if you are being acted by the mind, then you're gonna become the better self of what the mind is going to tell you. It might lead you again to not the right direction, because you cannot get enough of what you don't want. It's one of the my favorite mentor said. So if you go what the mind says to be a better self, but it's ego wise, like I hear a lot
Mm.
of people say, "Oh, I will be rich, and then I will be I will be taking care of my dating." You know, I mean, maybe it's okay, maybe not, but does it really what you want? Does it really what's going to make you happy? Maybe there's nothing problem with getting rich, but if your mind just tells you just get rich, that's what's important right now, everything else will, you don't take care of other things at that moment, then that might lead you to a place where, like, okay, like most people who are about to die, and people ask them what the thing that you most regret about is, and most people say, in a vast majority of them say, "Oh, I wish I didn't work as much. I wish I spent more time with my family and people." So so it's very tricky. Be a better self, but you really need to get to the core of who you are, and to go from your heart, from like, okay, that is what I want. That's what I want to be. Like all the things I do right now, I feel like it's the most risky things. It's not smart. I'm going into, I'm taking a lot of decisions that aren't so smart as far as my head tells me. But my heart keep telling me, go there, go there. You will be fine. Don't worry. It's risky. It's scary. Go there.
Mm.
So, do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
Why, how tricky it could be?
yeah. It's a very tricky thing. So I think you need a mixture of the both your mind and your heart. So it's kind of a everything's a puzzle piece. We have to solve it, right? We got to have the right tools and
Oh,
build
yeah.
the right tools.
We
So
are easy. We are very complex, machines. So,
yeah, yeah,
100%.
pretty crazy. We're like down this rabbit hole, and essentially it was like how to attract the woman of your dreams. But really, this is what it is. It goes way deeper than that. It's deeper than just your generic advice, where it's like, oh, just work out, or oh, just dress better, or just like it's you can get that advice. If you want to get that advice, go on YouTube, right? But if you want real actual hands-on advice and experience, then you need to talk to people like Genadi.
Mm. Yeah, so let me give you the last piece that I
Yeah.
think is very, very big, and why I think I'm attracting the girls, I'm attracted in the girls I'm dating or dated. The whole said they told me, like, I don't know if it happens to everybody or not, but to me it happens that girls tell me, I've never dated somebody like you. I don't know what is it about you, but you give me experience that nobody else gave me. And I was thinking and trying, why is it I'm so different? So I think fundamentally, and it makes sense to me because it's very fundamental. So fundamentally, there are the masculine energy and feminine energy.
Mm.
Most men, most men, they are they are masculine in their true nature. Females are true feminine, and one of the biggest traits, one of the biggest things that masculine people do, they go for what they want. They follow their purpose, and I think I am following my purpose. Because of that, I'm very masculine as I see it. And one of the problems that guys today don't get a lot of days because they're too feminine. But what I think, the girls tell me this experience because I'm being in my true masculinity, and I give the girls experience of, okay, they can trust me. that's what I get from a lot of girls. They feel like they can trust me, they can relax, and because I'm being on my purpose, they can trust me. And the feminine today, they live in a way that they are always on guard, and they cannot really trust men because they're kind of not being true to their true energy, to their true masculinity. They're not being, it's like subconscious kind of thing. You can always verbally say it or consciously talk about it, but it's things that happen subconsciously. But they don't trust men because they are not on their purpose. They kind of programmed in a super ego, and they're kind of like robots walking
Mm.
around. And some and girls on the subconscious level, their femininity can feel that I am actually on my in my masculinity, and I follow my path, and they can relax. They can, oh, I can trust them. I can let go. I can let go of all the guards, and I can just open myself up to this man. Okay, so I think that the last piece is like people need to cultivate their masculine energy, and masculinity today, it has a really bad name. People kind of shaming masculinity. Oh, toxic masculinity, it's bad, it's violent, it's controlling, it's abusing. But that's not the case. I mean, yes, those things happened in the past, and there's a very small percentage of people, less than 5%, I will guess, and it's not everybody are like that. And so people pushed it that it's bad, and it's people being ashamed for being masculine. But no, masculine is a very nice thing. It's a very beautiful thing that the world need, the females need, the female appreciates. They when they have it, when they experience it, they hug it, they want to keep it. And yeah.
Wow, that was deep. Super true though,
Yeah.
definitely. So right before we end this broadcast, I guess. Uh, so if you guys want to reach Genadi, so we'll leave a link in the comment section below. So we'll give a link with his personal Facebook as well as website. So what would the first part or the first stage of working with you would look like? So what would that look like under your coaching?
So the person will go to my website.
Yeah.
They can message me on the social media, and we'll schedule a call, or they can go on my website. There is a scheduling button, and they can see my calendar and schedule free time. We'll have a 45 minutes call where I will promise to give them some value and help them
And
already.
what is your website called?
Magneticbehavior.com. Yeah, .com.
Oh, okay. Let me put that down here. Let's see. Whoops. I went to some science class website. Magnetic behavior.
Behavior, like a British word.
Oh, the British magnetic. With a U or no U? Oh yeah, with a U. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put it down here. Sweet. Check that out. That's sick. Boom. Right there.
Yeah. There you go. So click that button, and
Yeah.
then you will be able to read about me a little bit, and you can schedule an appointment with me. We'll have a call. I promise you to give you a lot of value on this call, and if we'll find we are the right fit for each other to work together, then we'll work together and make magic in your life.
Awesome. Super excited. And thank you so much. This is a jam packed with tons of value in this interview. So
Yeah.
leave your comments. Any questions you have, leave it in the comment section below. Genadi will answer them pre and post broadcast. So
I will happily do that.
yeah,
That
so
was awesome, man. Thanks for
thank
having
you
me.
so much, Genadi. I really appreciate it. And I hope everyone here again has got a ton of value, and hopefully they can reach out.
Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy. Sweet.